And welcome to another episode of By the Railside podcast movie review. This week, we are reviewing Mythica, A Quest for Heroes.
Da-da-da!
And with us today, we have Jordan, me, Zach, and lastly, Jeff.
Don't you fucking lie to me.
Okay, we don't have Jeff.
Shit, where'd he
We
go?
have
Skinny Penis.
Becca.
Oh, not again!
Jordan, let's tell us what Mythica: A Quest for Heroes is
Mythica,
about.
A Quest for Heroes. The tale of a young slave who went to the market and then got robbed and then got beat by a master and then fucking sucked him off and killed him and then went on a wacky adventure with all the people that she fucking got arrested and cock-blocked
Yeah,
to get a rock somewhere.
yeah, the rock to the paladin.
Yeah, you gotta deliver the magic rock to the paladin. But basically, she's a slave with a club foot who can somehow fucking run. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's
Except for throughout the whole movie, she didn't even know this rock existed.
Yeah, actually, yeah, she still doesn't know it exists.
no,
She's
Right.
like, yeah, I gotta save my sister, and the thief is like, oh, rock? Okay, I'll put him in my pocket.
yeah,
But an actual, this is by Anonymous on the site imdb.com, /title /TT3405714. There's more, but I don't want to give it away. The young magician Merrick dreams of exciting adventures. When she meets the help-seeking priestess Tila, she offers her assistance and provides a motley troupe. Together they go in search of Tila's sister, who is kidnapped by a wild ogre, whose name is Steve, and he's Shrek's cousin.
that's not in there.
You'll never
You
know.
ad-lib.
I did it. I never ad-lib. I don't know how to do that.
You don't know how to add?
No. What's 1 plus 4?
Oh.
Numbers, nerd.
What do you think, Jeff? I know you watched it a little bit earlier than us. So what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I went to watch a real movie and it wouldn't work, so I ended up watching this. This movie is to fantasy genre, as Zach so aptly put earlier, Sharknado is to the horror genre. Just a disgrace. The premise is like the most basic thing ever. The story is completely disjointed and most of it has nothing to do with the rest of it. The writing is atrocious. The acting is atrocious. The special effects are atrocious, but I can be okay with that because it's a Kickstarter movie. I don't really care if its effects are good or not. And honestly, they were better than I expected it, knowing it was a Kickstarter movie. Like, it looked very 90s with the monster would swing, then it'd cut to the person falling over. There was no like actual contact. But yeah, there was not a lot in this movie that I'm like, oh, that was cool. Yeah, that's my TLDR. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, it was like if Skyrim had a make me a shitty game mod. It's just it took too much from like every like little bits from every bit of fantasy and just try and ball it up into one and then hope you get a couple or get a strike. But man, it's a gutter for sure. That movie, it was too mixed up. Jordan walked out and he's just like, yeah, so I still don't know what the fuck the point of that was.
It's just like they didn't resolve anything. They barely built up the story to be like that's how it felt to me, anyways. With a solid cast, I noticed this throughout the movie. Like there was never more than like maybe 9 to 10 people on screen at a time. That was max.
Yeah,
and I was like, how many people are actually in the 42? That's how many credited people are in this movie. That's it. And they reused a lot of them because there's one woman here. She's casted as townspeople, not person. Townspeople. So anytime you saw a woman running around in town, you couldn't see her face. It's probably just the same woman. Throw on a different shirt. They won't. They'll never know.
I have no idea about this. How many people? How many casted people are in like a regular lower budget movie?
I'm not sure. What? Let's see. What's a good low budget movie we can see? We'll have to
Uh,
look that up.
God, all the low budget movies I watch are horror movies, so there's like 3 members in the whole thing.
Yeah, because you get killed off real quick. But
Yeah,
well, we find that. Yeah, the the premise seemed like you would like a normal fantasy thing. There's a magic rock that we're trying to keep away from the orcs, which those orcs like I don't know the main guy that did I don't know if he's going to be the necromancer for the next 3 movies or whatever that they end up making or made.
4.
Oh God. Um, but yeah, so he kills the wizard or priest or whatever that dude was, just dude with white beard, I think it was his name. Um, but yeah, and then they said that it was the orcs that attacked, but everyone that walked into that looked pretty human-like. Like they had maybe some dirty pointed ears, but that's about it. And then you see the girl or one girl runs out with the rock, and she's got her owl statue, because that's their goddess is an owl, and
That's the symbol of their goddess, not the actual
no, she
goddess.
definitely transforms into the owl because they couldn't afford all the scenes with her in it. There was
So they had
maybe
to get the woman to actually transform into an owl? That's genius.
yeah. Then you just put in like generic filmed owl, and it works because they're running through forests and shit. So you can literally pull from National Geographic free archives. Like a movie recently did that. Oh no, it was when I watched Pathfinder with Carl Urban, and some of the shots that you would see throughout, they would go for like a landscape shot or like uh, the guy was like yelling on the side of the mountain to make the snow fall and cause an avalanche, and it just cuts to the avalanche, and you're like, that's not that's not even close to being part of this movie. That's just a scene taken out of like a America's Funniest Home Videos avalanche. Like, it was so bad, and that's what some of these scenes were. It's just pulled out.
Yeah, it was a lot of green
Very
screen
shitty.
work, and it like the fucking village half the time. There's a wide shot of the village. It was just like people running around in a fucking factory that was painted green.
Yeah.
Do you like the smoke effects from the chimneys? Those were they couldn't even be bothered to like light real fire. They're just like, all right, we're gonna CGI in some smoke effects, but our budget is 6, so it just looks like MS Paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it ended up being cheaper than hiring the local teenagers to just come and vape through a straw.
Yeah.
Plus, their mom said they had to be home by 6 every day, and that didn't confer with shooting because they needed night shots as well.
But then
True.
some of the like the snake coming out of the fire when she goes to save the thief, that one seemed like somewhat decent CGI. But then you get to the ogre, and the ogre looks like it should have been in Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog, or Tir na Gog?
Tir na Nog.
Tir na Nog.
Nog!
No, which we reviewed a couple weeks ago. Go check that one out. But yeah, it felt like that thing was just so out of place. And then the practical effects spiders when they're in the cave, that was just
That was a left hook to the jaw for sure. I was not expecting that. I actually got a little bit too excited, I think.
yeah.
I brought her up like 3 times in 10 minutes. I was like, man, they're actually using they're trash, but they're using practical effects spiders that they probably bought at the Halloween store on sale.
Yeah.
Along with all the fucking shitty spider webs that I'm pretty sure they just reused the altar from the very first scene with the priest.
Yeah.
Just covered in spider webs. No one's gonna be able to tell the difference.
Now, it showed. So on the movie poster itself, and on like the trailer when the trailer starts, it's very focused on Kevin Sorbo. So he's clearly the biggest budget actor they have in this, even though he's a piece of shit. But he's in the movie for like maybe 5 minutes, not even, and Jeff doesn't know who Kevin Sorbo is, but he was the dude who
Yeah.
was like teaching her the magic.
He's the guy that's like, I taught you half a spell. I must go. My people need me.
Yeah, he's like, I've been here too long. People are craving power. I gotta go. Just a fucking paranoid schizophrenic. Just like I need to. Oh,
He's just playing himself in real life, yo.
yeah.
He's
Well,
a method actor.
I feel like he also really had to leave because he was training a slave how to do magic,
Yeah.
which later turned into her sucking the soul out of her owner, which feels odd to say. And then
Yeah.
the owner's son was just like, "No, I can't go with you, but here's a boot."
I don't have
Was
your
that-
courage.
Yeah.
Was that the owner's son, or was he a slave too? I didn't.
I don't know if it was ever made clear, but I don't think he didn't get treated as shittily as she did.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's
Yeah,
because
but that's probably just because he was a dude. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. He couldn't be because his teeth were way nicer than the owner.
Yeah, that's what that got me. Let me go to my
That's
notes.
where
I
all
need to
their
refer to the
budget went.
name that I
Yeah.
called him.
Well, no, they were okay. So the teeth probably came because they were at the Halloween store buying the spiders, and then there was a deal on if you spent $60, you get $10 off, and they're like, holy fuck! And then their total before tax came to 58. They're like, oh, come on, what are we gonna do?
And
They look
Steve
over.
comes around the corner. He's like, "Hey guys, check this out!"
Steve, put those on the counter now.
You're
We
a
need those.
goddamn genius, Steve.
Spits it out from across the room.
$60.20 was their total.
My name for my note for him was Chompers is fucking big mad as he was beating his slave girl.
With his belt, like that's
Although, like,
He
I find that
puts
unrealistic.
he puts so little effort into that beating. He's like, I'm a like side hand half swing you when I'm supposed to be like actually trying to beat you. That was the worst beating scene I've ever seen.
They couldn't afford a pillow to make it get like somewhat realistic. It was like, we'll just slow mo it and then we'll see what happens.
yeah. And
I mean, they never even showed the belt hitting her, right? So they could have just had him slapping the ground, but instead he's just like, eh, eh.
I don't like. This is just me, but like in my mind, I'm role playing a slave owner. Okay, my slave goes out of line. I want to beat them with my belt. My first reaction isn't to like fold it up and whip it like I'm gonna slap my kid's ass. I probably hit them with the buckle. It's like I'm as I wrote down, fucking big mad. So I want to cause some pain.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. Or like when you like in any show or whatever that shows like either slavery or like a captive, like if someone gets kidnapped or something like that. Like you want to cause them physical harm so that they are terrified to do what they just did.
Yeah,
So-
it's like, oh, you wanna break out? No, we're gonna break some fingies.
Yeah.
Actually, no toes. Can't run with broken toes. I know this.
Couldn't run
She-
anyways.
She ran with a club foot.
Yeah, she ran like fucking all the way down the street with a club foot. She was using it every like third step.
Did you notice that some scenes she just forgot to limp, even
Yeah.
though she didn't have
Yeah.
a brace anymore?
Oh yeah, no, that was. I'm just waiting for the Dark Lord to finally hear her prayers because the goddess won't listen and heal her.
Yeah, the whole when they're running from the ogre, and then we're like looking at this thing that George like, comments on the open field, and like, oh my god, like they're gonna get seen. Like, why don't you just stay in the trees where he's gonna have a tougher time? And then she starts running. George just goes, "Hey, look, she's cosplaying Terry Fox."
It looked like she was. But that was a huge mistake. Okay, so you're getting chased by this massive ogre. What's the best thing to do? You can either be in this densely packed forest where you know it probably won't see you right away, or we can go to this giant clearing that it probably hangs out in. And the soldier
Well-
that slash fucking sandbag, just like, let's go to the clearing. We'll be able to see it before it fucking murders us.
Yeah, Thane.
Well, I definitely agree with you. They originally weren't running from the ogre, right? They were running from the wolf thing. But still, the logic is the same. It's one wolf thing. If you were being chased by a pack, absolutely go to the clearing so that you can see if they're surrounding you. But you're being chased by one weird dog thing. Use the choke points to your advantage.
No, they don't use choke points in this. Like, you're a magical girl, right? You can make a bowl go into the wall, but you can't make the wall go boom. So just go through that tiny canyon that I know you passed by because I've seen it with my eyeballs, and then crumble some rocks on them as they like just run by, crumble rocks. They chase you, they get hit by the rocks. Game over.
Now, the magic system in this is very open ended and it doesn't say many rules or anything. But why? In, she was specifically told not to move people around, right?
Yeah.
Why did she move the people instead of just moving the boulder?
Oh, because she is a dark wizard. What do they call that? Necrophiliac?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That's the one that raised the dead, right?
Yeah.
No, that's raised by the dead.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, see, there's that one, but even, like, let's go back. I want to go back to the bowl because they CGI that bowl into the rock. They could have easily saved some money by just breaking a bowl in half and gorilla gluing that shit onto the rock.
It's not on the budget.
Gorilla glue? They
Yeah.
could have bought that at the Halloween
That
store
is
too.
$12.99. The 6-year-old they paid for graphics cost $5 in a Milky Way bar.
Well, some of those things I thought like they did it in MS or in the new MS Paint that I used to design our logo. So I was like, that looks real familiar.
It's the shared quality.
Holy fuck!
But their magic system, it's kind of broken because, like, if you're using the necrophiliac spells and sucking someone's soul out, you don't have to chant. You just get some black goop in your eyes, they turn black, and you go pale like Judge Judy
Yeah.
before makeup. Whereas actual spells, apparently, you have to like learn the incantation, and I don't know if it's like focus or whatnot that she needed, but. She nailed the first part of the teleportation spell, which was getting the bowl to go away. But the second part, which is sending it somewhere safe, she fucked up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she was just like focusing, all right, teleport somewhere. No, I can't have my soup. The bowl's on the wall. Upside down. Like if it was right side up, you could still use half of that bowl. At least. She just fucking ruined it.
Although go ahead, Jeff.
I was just gonna say, yeah, the magic system in this is probably like I'm probably never gonna watch the other four, but she's probably just gonna be some like Mary Sue character because, like you said, you have to learn specific things to do all the other magic, but her magic that she knows, she knows it for no reason whatsoever. She can just do it all.
Yeah, and she didn't even when she was like using her boyfriend thief's soul as power, she didn't have to chant or anything. It was just like, I need more power.
I'm just stuck off my boyfriend.
Yeah, and like, why would you not use the two people in the fucking thing?
Yeah, I don't
You
know
guys
why.
power your own spells.
I don't know what the flashback sequence was throughout that whole time that she was like trying to warp the people. Because it went back to him just like grabbing her and then kissing her, and then she was just like, "That's it. I need more power." And then
I use power of love.
Yeah.
But really, she just took off 50 years. He's gonna die mid-coitus next week.
Yeah, unlucky. Or maybe it's just like when you take blood out and you just like gives you time to rest and you get that have like a
Regrow your
bar.
soul.
Nutrigrain.
You just grow it back. It's like your liver.
Yeah, make a mess, have a Nature
Have
Valley.
an OJ and a cookie, and you're good to go.
Man, we should be sponsored by fucking food products. They're so easy to just slip in there. I just Nutrigrain and Nature Valley. I just chucked in there.
Nissan noodles. Get your slurp on with By the Railside podcast. We got chicken. We got beef. I threw a shrimp one somewhere. Yum.
Yum.
That's
Why didn't you eat the shrimp one? What the hell?
I'm saving it. It's
Yeah.
it's hide and seek.
Yeah. Speaking
What'd
of
you guys think of the massive use of just every fantasy stereotype they could find?
The best way to describe this movie is like if you took every popular iteration of like the RPG style fantasy and mashed it together.
Yeah. He's like, all right, we're going to have the drunken warrior guy who's pure of heart but generally useless. the fucking floozy thief, the like pretty sorceress thing, the evil necromancy, orcs are evil, just everything like that. We're gonna use spiders, ogres. We're not gonna go our own way anywhere. Just if it's been written in a D&D campaign, we're using it.
Yeah, like do something cool like a spoger.
Yeah.
Ogre,
That's
hell
where
yeah!
a spider fucks an ogre, and then that ogre gets
Yeah.
pregnant with a. Say it again.
Spoger.
The spoger.
Yeah, that'll be. You know what? You guys can have that Mythica team. Mythica 6. That's all you.
Also, Zach is available for your CGI.
Yeah, yeah. I look exactly like a spoger.
No, I meant that you've learned how to use Paint 3D.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. I can do that. Like, what's the going rate? What that person trying to charge?
You
$300.
said it was $5
Yes.
and a Milky Way bar.
Yeah.
No, that's for the kid. This is professional, Jeff.
Yeah.
We're adults. We don't have action figures. We have collectibles.
But yeah, back to the focus, like the needing to focus to cast her spells. How did you guys think about her focusing while conjuring the basilisk?
Didn't pay attention, not gonna lie.
I don't know about you, but that is not how you focus. It looks like she was trying to like force choke someone, but like playfully. So like that person's definitely across the room, and you're just like, oh yeah, force choke me, daddy.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I need to concentrate. Like she was literally just holding her hands like she was about to wrap them around someone's throat, unless she was holding a knife
Yeah.
and then like half doing it.
Well, no, because she stopped at when she was cutting the ropes. She held the post so that she could cut the rope, or held the rope, and then was just like, and then realized, oh shit, the camera's back on me. Gotta focus.
Yeah. Gotta go back to the scene.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit. At least when, because if you go back to like other magic users throughout films, like Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch, like the way she like moves her hands and stuff, like you can tell, like without having the CGI in there, like she's probably doing some sort of like it looks like a magic thing, or even fucking Lord Sidious conjuring his lightning to zap Luke Skywalker. He's just like you can tell like it's gonna be magic. Hers just like kind of like the hands were just there, and you're just
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hand.
That's what I was gonna say. It seems like a lack of direction. Like everyone else is like, okay, here's the comics for reference, or like, okay, you're gonna be shooting lightning out of your hands, so just try and act that out. I think this director was probably just like, all right, and concentrate. Because you can see the confusion on her face when she's like, I'm concentrating, right?
Yeah.
Like, director, yes, good. Cut the bread. I don't know. I also think the whole like throwing in two love stories right away is a bit ridiculous. Like, cause the good-hearted boys like gets fingered in the chest.
That was a great scene.
To heal him, which I thought was like that's counterproductive. Like, let me just make this wound so much worse with my dirty fucking hand, and then you'll be fine. Then he's like, oh my god, I just realized. I love you. And then he goes to sleep. And then what's her name, Merrick, was just like, well, I want some dick. I'm big mad now because the thief had left already. He's like, yo, ogres, I'm fucking out.
Yeah, because she had an awkward moment with him at the loot chest.
Yeah, they were gonna kiss, and then she's like, no. And then once he left, she's like, wait, no. So she's
I was
like,
just playing hard to get. Come on.
she's like straight up sulks. So like
Yeah.
as soon as the thief leaves, she's like, all right, well they're definitely getting down and jiggy. So I'm fucking left out of it. She turned into a moody teenager.
Yeah.
She was always like, I don't know if it was because she was crippled, but she was always like 10 feet behind them, and I was just like looking at them. And they took a break and sat down, and she stood like 12 feet to the fucking side, and was just like, guys, look at me, I'm pouting.
Feel bad for
Suck it
me.
up. And then she just let them get taken by an ogre. That
Yeah.
whole scene confused me. Okay, so they get attacked by the ogre in the clearing that they shouldn't have fucking been in. And then a big drunkard and the red-haired lady just get like taken.
Yeah.
But she gives her necklace somehow.
No, she found it on the ground. The necklace got ripped off while she was taken,
Oh, okay.
and she found it on the ground.
And then she found it on the ground, but then it went from immediately like her picking up it up off the ground, and then she was back in the cave that they were sleeping in. And then she was just in the forest after asking the goddess like directly this time instead of asking red-haired lady, "Hey, can you fix my ankle?" And her going, "No." Goddess says, "No, sorry." She's like, "Well, I'm just gonna talk to her this time." "Goddess, why won't you heal me?" And then she got mad. She's like, "I don't see a goddess. I see a fucking owl." How's this bird gonna help me? And then she throws away the owl necklace and is like, "I can do this on my own." Thief, I need your help!
Yeah, did she just stumble upon the thief, or did she?
I don't know. It
Search
seemed
him
like a concentrated effort to find the thief. She's like, "Well, the goddess won't heal me, so I cannot do this on my own. I need the thief and his 5 arrows."
Yeah.
Out of arrows. That was
that.
like straight out of a Baldur's Gate line, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I do like that they acknowledge that sort of thing. It's not just like in like Lord of the Rings is fantastic, but Legolas does have an unlimited supply of arrows throughout like the battle of Helm's Deep, where he kills 42 guys.
Only counts as one.
Yeah, and he's slinging arrows for the longest time. He's like trying to bring down the one orc that's just running, just keeps going, and is always there. At least in this movie, the guy who uses the bow, which like you could tell immediately, Jordan's like, "Why does he have a bow?" And I'm like, "Well, because he's the thief." Oh yes, that makes like
Thief. I don't think a thief would have a long bow. That's just like a short bow. Yeah, I can get that. A crossbow, definitely. I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah.
But a long bow, that's like
You guys aren't nerdy enough. In D&D, you go for the one-hit wonders. Longbows deal more damage. Your sneak attack, you do it all at once. You don't wield something that's reasonable. Come on.
Well, let me tell you this: they didn't mention rolling any damage die, and they definitely didn't get any sneak
But it
attacks.
never hit anything.
he hit one of those spiders.
Yeah, 100%. And then she fucking hit the ogre in the eye
Yeah.
with an arrow, not fired by the bow. Though.
After dipping it in some like slime that you can make using
That
borax.
was the thickest fucking venom I've ever seen.
No, one of the cameramen was a janitor for the Teen Choice Awards. He just like brought a container of goop home with him.
This is mine. And they're like,
"This
hey,
is on Josh Peck. He got slimed."
Yeah. Hey Gary, you still got that slime? Oh yeah, it's like my most prized possession. We need it. Well, can you just buy your own? Gary, we spent the budget already.
On your teeth.
Yeah. God blimey. Yeah, it was this movie's it's something else.
I'm amazed they made, because did they do multiple Kickstarters for all the movies, or was it just the one?
No, they did more than one Kickstarter, but I don't know if each movie had its own, but I know there were multiple Kickstarters. The thing that surprises me is fucking after seeing the first one, Matt he's not a huge name, but in the like fantasy and RPG world, he's a pretty big name. After seeing the first one, Matt Mercer's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be in the next 4." Like, who does that?
Oh my god, I think he's the necromancer.
In the next 4, yeah, not the first one.
Yeah.
So who is the Chinese guy? What is his role in everything? Is he just the teaser, or like he's just gonna get killed by Matt Mercer?
He got recast
as Matt Mercer.
Yeah. Maybe Matt Mercer put up some of the budget. Maybe the next ones have a better budget because he put up some of the budget.
If he is a producer, that 100% means he uses some of that Critical Role money.
Yeah, but that I don't know. Amazon had I was going through to see because after you watch it, you can find it on Amazon Prime if you guys are interested in listening to it, and watching it. You can listen to it and watch it.
You can do it both at the same time too.
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
Don't have to pick one or the other.
The world. God, I just found out that my birthday is the same day I was born. Life is crazy. But yeah. So I was going through. There are some winners. If you watch this movie and go like scroll down to see related movies, wow, there are some good ones. But they have it listed as Mythica 2 came out in 2016. Mythica 3, 2015. Yeah, yeah, that was my reaction too. I was like, how's this?
Maybe Quill.
So clearly, one of these deals with time travel.
I don't know why I found that so funny.
Okay, so I see what happened here. So the Kickstarter for the third one got more traction than for the second one. They just waited it out. They're like, okay, eventually we'll hit our goal, or we'll make at least $20 off of the third one, and then we can make the second one.
I think the second one or the third one had a cooler name.
The Necromancer?
Yeah, that seems cooler than the Dark Spore.
Mold.
Darkspore sounds badass. Fuck you.
No, but but people wouldn't know what that meant. Like the Dark Spore, like what? Like,
Black mold.
Oh shit! Like
Black mold.
that's yeah, Black Mold.
Your
But
face.
the Necromancer, that
Yeah, that's the guy that fucks corpses.
if I know.
See, Jordan's got it.
But if I was to read those two titles knowing nothing about what's going on, I would be like, the Necromancer sounds cooler because I know what that is. Darkspore, I don't know. That's no.
Honestly, I think, in my opinion, the Dark Spore is the best out of all of them, except for Mythica 5, the Godslayer.
Yeah. Oh.
Mythica, the Dark Spore, I think would catch my attention the most out of all these names. Because you got to add Mythica to it. You can't just have the Necromancer.
Well,
There's
might
gotta
as
be
well
Mythica.
say the fourth one, the Iron Crown. Oh, they ripped off fucking Game of
Well,
Thrones.
to me, that's a poor ass kingdom. He's living off grains and rats. All right.
Yeah.
You have an Iron Crown. Whoop-de-doo.
That'd be heavy as
Wow.
shit though. Like he's got a thick neck.
Oh yeah, that's like a Nick Merckx style neck. That's
Yeah.
like a size of my thigh.
Yeah.
That's how he farts.
Who's that meme guy? He hangs out with that skinny kid.
Oh, the thick neck?
Yeah. Yeah, that's his name. Thick neck.
I'm pretty sure it is.
What's the skinny kid's name? I showed it to you. Fuck, I can't remember.
It's Daddy Long Neck and Wide Neck.
Yeah. Yeah, that kid's it's disgustingly skinny, and his neck is so long.
Yeah.
He's a rapper.
Yeah.
It's real bad raps. I would not recommend it. Oh yeah.
How many
Next.
movies do you think before we learn anything about the main plot?
It's got to be the next one for sure, right? The Dark Spore's got to be the Rock.
Yeah, Rock. You take the Rock to the Paladin. That's the whole point of the movie, is it not?
No, because it follows the sister was taking the one, but she's in a lot of them. I looked it up. Her face is fucked. By
She
the way.
probably gets some into some shenanigans. They just keep after bailing her out. That's probably why she's in them all. I gotta take the Rock to the Paladin. Do you want it like an escort or any help? No, I'll be fine. Oh, I got trapped by an ogre.
Yeah.
He is
bimbo.
Frodo. She's taking the ring to Mount Doom. She is Frodo.
She should have been Samwise because he actually gets it done.
Yeah, but she does, which is Frodo. See, Mythica's just as good as Lord of the Rings. I don't know what you're talking about.
I will fuck you up, Jeff.
How dare you?
Big time punches. What are you talking? She's only in 2.
Is she?
Yeah, she's in the first one and the second one.
Okay, so maybe the second one, maybe they follow her after they enjoy their smidge of respect and 1 cup of water.
Yeah. What's the payment, barkeep, for an ogre's ear? You know, the toughest thing that this whole bar probably couldn't take down? Oh yeah, I'll give you 1 cup of drink. Never specify what it is. Looked like water. And my respect. Shut up, little man. Make with the coin.
I like how this entire movie was just the side quest. It actually had nothing to do with the main quest, really.
That's why it screamed RPG to me.
Yeah. And while it did have something to do with the main quest because they were saving the person that had the ring, they didn't know any of that. This is just all coincidental side quest happened to be useful.
Yeah, it was all like, we have to save my sister. And the thief and the sisters are the only ones that know about the magic rock, I assume. Because it's never really discussed other than between those people.
And the thief doesn't ask any questions. He's just like, "Yep, magic rock. I'm on it."
Yeah, and like in my mind, if I was a thief, I'd be like, I wonder if it's valuable. I'm gonna just pocket this, because then I'd walk away and be like, yeah, no, I couldn't find him. Let's leave before screaming Greg in the ground there gets us caught.
Yeah, I don't know if you can fully. Here, I'm going to share this with you there, Jeff. But that ear that they slapped down, I don't know if that'll work. That was not his ear.
That was goblin.
Look at this ear.
There's no ear.
There's not even an earring in this ear. And the earring they slapped down on the counter.
It was blue. It was obviously a goblin.
Yeah, that's not a good ear to use. I honestly, if
Whenever you linked me, just sent me to a random website.
oh yeah, scroll down until you find the ogre.
I see the ogre.
Yeah, so see
Did you
his
link
ear.
first
That's pretty much what I was linking is the ear.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't like his ear is more just like a hole in the side of his head.
Yeah, that's a bad ear. Here's the thing. I would watch the next 4, but I'd need to be inhibited in some way. Like that would be like it'd be like a New Year's
like immunocompromised.
What?
Like immunocompromised?
Yeah. Like if I was immunely compromised,
you get cancer.
If I got the vid, you know.
The vid? Oh, was that COVID?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I know it's so long ago.
No, it's just I've never heard anyone like it's 2 syllables already. So COVID.
Yeah.
It's the same amount as the
it's
vid.
so much shorter than COVID. Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm not hip with the lingo about the new infectious diseases. Okay.
Comes from China.
Oh.
Can't actually say that though.
No, we didn't say that.
It's COVID-19 or coronavirus 19.
I have a Chinese phone. They're listening right now.
Uh-oh. I mean, it doesn't matter about monetization. We don't get monetized on this. I put this fucking podcast in the correct category, and I think we got less views. It was insane.
Hell yeah.
I was baffled. I was, how does this even
Our
happen?
one viewer got confused because it's no longer where he expects it.
Son of a bitch. What else? Well, let's find some good.
I wanted to see what the other group brought back because they were all like, "Yeah," and they slammed something down on the table. Did it show what they put down on the table?
Medusa's head by the looks of it.
It looked. Yeah, and I think on the board that what they scratched off, I saw like G-O was still left. So I think it was Gorgon is the name of the creature.
Yeah, Medusa's a Gorgon.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see what they put on the head. Maybe or on the table. Maybe it was just because I wasn't paying attention enough or something. But
how could you not pay attention?
That was like several minutes into the movie, Zach. I had lost interest.
All right, but we really should talk about some good parts, like something good, positives coming out of this movie, because
see you next week on.
The dwarf wasn't as short as I thought he'd be. Like it was a somewhat realistic.
Yeah.
Although maybe not. I don't know how short that girl was. It was like he was standing on a stool to serve people drinks at the bar, and she could easily like lean on the bar, so I think he would have been fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as he came around the bar, he seemed to be at the same height as her still. So his height never really changed. So he's just walking around with stilts?
Oh,
because he got like a weird stool path throughout the bar that he could take. No, I thought like the general story. Like I'd have to watch the second one. I think probably the third and fourth, fifth one as well to fully understand. But the opener, as an opener movie for a series, I think it was done well.
Yeah,
because it gave you enough action that you weren't like, this is complete horseshit. But it still left you with like, okay, there's a massive cliffhanger. Like we got somewhat of a resolution, but there's not enough because you didn't give me the entire fucking story.
Yeah, it's
basically it's very accurate to video games nowadays. We get most of it for the full cost, and then you buy the rest of it later.
Yeah.
Kickstarters for the rest. Sounded very not accurate, but very what's another word for accurate? It goes in line with how people play D&D. A lot of people pick the class and whatnot because of stereotypes and whatnot, and they just took those stereotypes and ran with them, right? A lot of people play. I mean, the horny part would have been a bard in D&D. People fucking love playing bards and then just going around fucking everything because bards have ridiculous charisma scores. But the thief being just like a general asshole kind of lone wolf thing's a trope that people do a lot in D&D. A lot of GMs, if you're new, will be like, if you play a thief, you can't be a lone or wolf. It's just no, stop. The sorceress thing, yeah, like it stayed faithful. That's the word I was looking for to D&D stuff. I would have liked a little less faithful. Throw in your own twist here and there, maybe, but yeah, if you went in expecting a D&D campaign on film, you got exactly that.
Yeah, and it some of the things like seemed pretty um like accurate to the fantasy genre, like the magic and stuff like that seemed pretty good. Like the the lighting for when you could tell that she was healing the guy, like it had like that nice, not bright light, but that like golden hue to it. So you could tell like what it was. The necromancy part when she was trying to teleport them to gain her power, like that seemed like something must die in order to um, basically have that power. So that style of magic was pretty nice. The ogre design was like it was well done. Him being like just like he didn't seem like a dumb like one of those dumb ogres or anything like that. So
I mean, a little bit. He seemed kind of ripped off from the Hulk.
yeah. But and then having like the different um, what is it? Like races. So like there was a human race. There's the dwarves. The thief when we saw in the cave, like he had a pointed ear. So I think maybe in the second one he does come out like he's an elf or something like that.
Comes out of the elf closet.
Yeah,
He's a half elf.
got the orcs. So overall, as like a fantasy movie, if you're going in and just wanting something like that, then this is a good one, and it's decent enough because there's at least a portion of them. So you can, if you're enjoying whatever story, or if you can follow it and throughout the first one, there are the second one and the third one to carry you through the rest of the story.
You think that they decided to make the main cast all humans? Just that was a budget thing. They didn't
Yeah.
have the cast to, or they didn't have the budget to make the drunken warrior a dwarf or the thief an actual elf kind of thing. So they just went with humans and then had the other things just kind of sprinkled in for budget reasons.
Yeah, because I mean, well, I don't know how. I feel like it's probably pretty expensive to like put that makeup on over and over again. Whereas if you do it like we're just gonna get a group of 5 guys max, and then just shoot their scenes all day, so that
Yeah,
all their stuff's done in like maybe 2 days, as opposed to like okay, we got to shoot this person in makeup every single day for 2 months.
yeah,
Seems like a lot easier. Plus, I mean that way you don't have to worry about any effects or anything. Like, well, what if his one ear goes all droopy because he's too warm and it
yeah,
melts a little bit? You have to edit that in post, but now I have to worry about his blemishes and blisters, like herpes.
yeah. Well, they saved on the writing too for the one part because his that guy got fucking ragdolled so much.
Yeah, this is the sandbag. He got like went from getting pumped full of arrows to getting beat on by an ogre, and he didn't really do anything positive, like other
No.
than get punched and kicked.
What was happening? Because when they're running from the spiders and then they run back into the ogre, which they forgot about,
Yeah,
and then he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm cutting its arm off," and then he just gets pinned up against the wall. And basically, what his acting was telling me is that he was basically getting disemboweled, like he was getting fucked up. But really, when he fell on the ground and there was nothing wrong with him because he got up again, and there were like the healers didn't really like there was some healing, but it wasn't crazy. So was the ogre just
Well,
jerking him off?
I think you remember when Dad used to like take fingers and like put them up underneath our ribs. Imagine that
yeah.
with an ogre's hand.
Yeah.
Either that or the ogre was just like, "Ooh, what do you got down here, huh?
Huh?
This cod piece is a little hard." And that's the reaction to being fondled by an ogre. You're not Shrek. You're not him.
I prefer your cousin.
We should definitely, next time we're able to get together in 2029, we should definitely just like get inebriated and like take bets and watch the rest of the series. Just be like, okay, how many movies in before her foot gets fixed? How many movies in before we find out what this rock is? How many movies in before Timothy goes to school?
2 movies for The Rock, or no, 1 movie in for The Rock. Wait, we gotta be more specific.
What movie do we find?
Okay, in the second movie, we find out what The Rock is about. I think at the very end. Third movie, she gets her leg fixed by the necromancer because he tries to win her to his side.
Brings her leg back to life.
We both do suck. Come work for me. That's my impression of Matt Mercer.
And the Iron Crown is just a guy walking around like with his head drooped.
He's got fucked neck.
Yeah, scoliosis.
Thank you for
What
coming
is-
to my kingdom.
Sorry, can you repeat
You
that?
think it's just a way for the necromancer to spread undeath throughout the world? It's just like the Warcraft 3 plague.
Yeah, I think and he's gotta want that rock. That's
I think The Rock is probably
Fucking
like the key to his plan. Like, I can finally unleash the hordes of skeletons, but only with this rock because I'm not powerful enough. I can't suck off that many people, or maybe that's what it's for. Maximum suckage.
Another thing, do you think that the necromancer is going to have any kind of redeeming qualities or just evil for the sake of evil?
I don't know. Maybe he'll be like that style of bad guy like Thanos, where in his mind whatever he's doing is the right thing, but realistically it's just like he's doing it for I don't know how to describe it. Like he's doing it for the good of
Yeah.
everyone, but it's still a crime.
Yeah, that's the like kind of redeeming quality I was talking about, right? Like, so do you think he's going to have one, or it's going to be more D&D where it's just like it's a necromancer, therefore evil, we have to kill it?
Just fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Just
I don't know. I think with Matt Mercer being in it, because I'm not like based off the pictures that I saw, it looks like he's the necromancer.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming he would throw in some backstory. They're like, okay, this is your character. He's a necromancer. He deals in black magic, and therefore he's evil. And Matt Mercer's just like, I'm gonna go to my trailer for 2 hours and completely rewrite this character because that's shit. Let's be honest. And it turns out he was actually one of the people at the tavern that very first day, and his dad got frozen by Medusa's eyes because they just haphazardly put it on the counter.
Yeah.
And then, see, this is a tip for all you adventurers out there. Always stare at the Gorgon's chest because there's no eyes there and they can't turn you into stone.
Well, they tricked me though. Hey, eyes up here. Ah, fuck!
That's why
You got me.
number 1 tip, don't listen.
Yeah. That's bad. No. No means no, guys.
Yeah, no truly means no, but if they say, hey, my eyes are up here, be like, well, mine aren't. So I don't know what we're going to do about this. You want to slide me a 50? Then we can talk.
Hey, why couldn't you look in the eyes of the dog?
It's a demon dog. It's a necromancer dog. It'll fuck you. I don't know. I'm assuming it was some evil dog because its eyes were like pure black, like the Chinese guy and the girl when they're sucking people's souls out.
What do you say, Jeff?
I was just going to say I don't know either. What I want to know though is why the necromancer attacked the fucking cult of Owl, right? For the rock.
Yeah.
So he took the ogre there and the orcs, And then the ogre just like fucked off and took its own prize after, and the necromancer's just like, "Yep, that's fine. I'm not going to look into what you took whatsoever."
Yeah.
What happened there?
I think it was like you sent him off into battle. Like you're going into enemy territory to fuck shit up, and then come back and report, and then most of the people got wiped out, and he's just like, well, he didn't send himself, so he probably doesn't want to come here. I'm just gonna hide in this cave and snack on villagers.
Or maybe the ogre just showed up like because he heard the battle, and then he didn't actually bring the ogre, and then so he didn't know, and he just figured the ogre just yoinked some dead people.
Well, no, I know he had to have known about him because the ogre was at the fucking temple.
Yeah, but I think the ogre's cave was close to the temple, because when they were walking to go search for her sister, they found like where the
Ended up.
temple was.
Yeah, I mean the movie doesn't do a very good job of spelling out any story whatsoever, but that would be another thing that would be nice for them to like say, right? Like, is the ogre actually working with the necromancer? Is it not? Is it coincidental? Is the necromancer just an idiot? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, well, the necromancer must be an idiot because he got recast.
Unlucky. Unless it's a different necromancer. Does it say, is it the same name in the first one and the second, third, fourth, fifth one?
Let's see. This necromancer was.
Mekru Nam, played by Ki-chan.
Yeah.
And who's Matthew Mercer play?
He plays.
Zorlok.
All right, so he plays a completely
Okay.
different one.
Necromancer. So maybe they're just like maybe it's just like a cult, not a cult. What are they called? A cabal of necromancers or something like that, and ends up the one that was in the first movie is not a big deal, or maybe he is a big deal, and we're just thinking because it's Matthew Mercer, he's the big deal, right? But or maybe it's just like, well, he didn't want to come back, or he wanted too much, so he's going to die immediately in the second one, and Mercer's going to take his place. Could go a lot of ways depending, based on like indie films, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I think this guy is like the most well known because he's been in the most stuff. Like he's even been in some recent movies, like The Mortal Engines.
I want to
What's
see
that movie?
Michael Flynn's character. He plays Vagimal.
Oh
Is
God!
that like porn Pokemon?
Who reads this?
Got a Vagimal?
Yeah, someone. That was like probably like a Kickstarter tier. It's like, hey, you get to name a villain. So he's like Vagimal.
Are you sure you don't want to go with something more Nope, Vagimal. That's it. That's the one.
Fuck.
Name of every D&D character I ever make. You can't take this from me.
It's between Vagimal or Steve Bigcock. So
No. What we? Oh, Mikey. He was playing a D&D campaign with us, and he was playing an orc. And just jokingly, he said he wanted his character to have a gigantic dick, so he named his orc Mike Oxlong.
that works.
Yeah, and he would always wow everyone when he'd go to the bathhouses.
Wow.
Wow,
Whoa,
That's a
fat cock, bro.
What's your guys' go-to if you're playing a D&D campaign? What's your go-to race and class?
White human.
What?
I don't know. I've done a lot of different things. I think obviously the most fun is just a straight up murder hobo, so a halfling or a goblin rogue.
Yeah.
Quiet, quick. I'm gonna get in there, do 97 d6 sneak damage, and then just hide because it's a passive now.
With it really depends on the game and the mechanics. With 5e before they released Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, I would pretty much always play human just because of the ability to put your stat points wherever. Like one of my characters, I desperately wanted to play a mountain dwarven warlock, but the dwarf starting stats are +2 con, +2 strength, and that didn't make any sense with my character's backstory and whatnot. So with Tasha's Cauldron event, anything, they basically said you can put your starting stat points wherever. So I'd be able to play whatever, right? Like something that makes more sense. But if I had just like a go-to stats weren't a thing at all, it'd probably be like a dwarven psionic of some sort.
Yeah. I definitely I like the ranger, or just like uh, either an archer or some sort. I like the ranged abilities, and elf is usually my go-to. It's I don't know why. I just think they're just like overall just a cool race. They get some magic. Um, they're old, wise, and they're they've had time to like hone their skills and shit. So if I'm just fucking around, like I don't know, I'd probably just be something big dumb idiot. So probably a barbarian of some sort.
That's rude. Not all barbarians are dumb. I don't know. I think my race would probably be Warforged. It's the one I played the most. I also think it has the most versatility because you could straight up be like, yeah, no, I was made in like a factory. I'm all parts pretty much. Or you can go the route that I actually have a character in mind. It's a wild sorcerer, uh, Warforged, because he's just been left out in the forest for so long and he was a sorcerer bought in the war or some shit like that. I haven't actually worked out his backstory. But now he malfunctions, so he still remembers how to cast a spell, but now he can't remember what it casts. So he just casts the spell and something happens. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
You'd probably like a lot of the new features and whatnot they've added for Warforged. I mean, this is stuff I would allow anyways, generally speaking, because it's more cosmetic stuff. But they've got features and whatnot where you can have your weapons built right into the Warforged. Like you can have an axe pop out of your arm, kind of thing, and use it, or a shield come out of your arm, kind of stuff.
Oh fuck
So
yeah.
that kind of stuff's always really cool. I do like that kind of stuff, but I'm not big into like mechanical characters myself.
Yeah, I do enjoy like sorcerers, but
Sorry.
you have to yell.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's a thing.
It's cathartic. No, you sound like an asshole. I like the sorcerer and the spellcasting abilities, but it's very limited. Cause like I don't want to just be sitting there like, oh, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, or Fireball, 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 and then just like, hey guys, I'm gonna do something different. Fireball at the 7th level. I'd like something. I would like something with more variety. So I was looking at I think druids because they have a decent amount of cantrips that actually have a wide range of stuff other than just like I can make a fire on the ground and then I can shoot fireballs at people.
Yeah.
And that's other than that I need a pearl and 7 blades of grass.
Yeah, wizards can learn a lot of like unique spells and whatnot. It's just most people power game and just go fireball, right? Um, but yeah, warlocks. That's definitely the downside of warlocks is they can only cast like 2 spells a day. So 9 times out of 10, they're just casting Eldritch Blast. But they have the coolest backstories with like the fucking gods that are they're forced into servitude with and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I would like realistically, I would love a druid, but like the style of druid like in WoW. So like transforming into different animals for different um tasks and stuff. Like if you need someone beefy, then you can like channel and become like a bear or
Uh, Technically, druids can do that. All druids can do that, but the regular druids, it's very limited. But there is a specialization of druid that can turn into literally any animal they've seen, as long as the challenge rating of the animal is half their druid level. So you could turn into bears, crocodiles, sharks, all kinds of stuff like that.
yeah. See, that would be that either ranger or that. Just because shapeshifting is just cool as shit, and I find that it's probably the most versatile for every situation.
Well, you can always dual class. I've always wanted to do a barbarian that always starts out as just like a bard, but then if he fails any check that involves him having to like sing or perform or anything, then he immediately goes into a rage. Oh,
with
you
his
didn't
fucking
like.
bagpipe.
Yeah, just like his sword is just swinging around a fucking massive bass guitar. It's just, oh, you guys didn't like my show? Oh no, yeah, that's fine. Yes, I'll be right back. Yeah.
I think my favorite subclass of barbarian is it's new, it just come out with Tasha's, is the wild magic barbarian. Whenever he rages and certain times during rages, he rolls on a table like the wild magic thing and just random shit happens, and I think it's funny.
That would be fucking amazing to play. I think it would add a very good element. Like I want to see in the second and third and fourth and fifth movie, because I just remembered we were talking about Mythica. I want to see them delve more into magic because so far they haven't really done much. They like apparently it's not very used. Like not many people know it because the fucking magic man in that town was like, nope, people are too power hungry here. Got to burn my spells and then leave.
Yeah.
But he was teaching this slave girl who like I don't know how you couldn't see that backfiring on you. Like, hey, don't use this spell that transports matter on any human beings. Whoa, why not? Well, I could just transport my master's lungs into the wall, and now I'm free. What happened? I don't know. You passed it.
That's what I should add to fucking D&D is blood magic. I fucking love blood magic.
I would
Yeah.
like to add in like an avatar style. So like instead of spells and shit, like it's bending.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that's very hard for a DM to get around, right? Because like it's just straight overpowered, right? You
Yeah.
could just like break through walls real easy and whatnot. Technically, you can play as that real loosely just by getting the like wall spells and shit like that. But yeah, I definitely think those are cool too. Using what's around you to your advantage instead of just conjuring.
Yeah. Neat ideas to do, and Mythica. Back to the movie. We got to get some ratings going. So let's start with our number one rater who loves to rate movies. Number one, Jeff.
Number one. No, this is like a two. I wouldn't watch this again by myself ever. This is a movie that you just like get drunk and laugh at kind of thing. Um, yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's any real redeeming qualities to it.
I'll go solid 4. It's it was okay. Again, like I would probably rewatch it to like just like marathon the series just to see how ridiculous it is, but it would be like a full day of like drinking and smoking.
yeah, like we'd definitely not
Yeah.
be sober for it. I'm gonna go with a 3. While it was enjoyable, it was only enjoyable in the fact that it was so terrible.
Yeah.
And like the only real way, like I could definitely rate this whole series as a 10 out of 10. But the only way to do that is if like with the guys drinking, smoking, and just like laughing at the movies together, because that's the best way to enjoy shitty movies. Like don't just shit all over them.
Yeah.
Make fun of them with your friends, not online. Don't go to Twitter, twiddle your friend while you giggle. You know,
So what's that get us?
that gives us a 3.
Solid 3.
That's a 3 out of 10.
A 3 out of 10. That's not as bad as some, but not as good as others. Next week, we're actually going to be looking at Pan's Labyrinth,
And
Ooh.
I don't know.
and then after that, I think we just have one more left, and the last one will be Monster Hunter, starring Mila Jovovich.
And Danny DeVito,
Nope, he's not in that.
he's a monster.
He's no.
I saw him drink a monster.
Oh,
The
that's
white
probably
one.
not good for him.
No, he won't die.
Hopefully. And then on that week, once we review Monster Hunter, we will reveal our next genre of movies that we will be looking at reviewing. So stick around for that. Follow us on Twitter at by Railside, Twitch at by the rail or twitch.tv/by the Railside, where we stream every Saturday, and then sporadically throughout the week. And Spotify, uh, all the other podcast forums that we're on. I don't know because Anchor just uploads everything. You guys got anything you want to add?
I just want to say to the Queen of England, my condolences, and also, what's up? She's single now, and I'm ready to mingle. Let's do this. I will get vaccinated for you.
You got to be racist to be in that family.
Done.
Anything from you, Jeff?
No, Jordan pretty much summed up everything.
Back on my woman.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Cunt.